Good morning and welcome to my channel, Fabulously Functioning. Trying to see how much time I have, I'm sorry. It's 6:13 in the morning and I'm just bringing you in on part of my morning routine. Been up about an hour or so. Part of my morning routine is baking soda, a little bit of lemon, and distilled water. And this is to alkalinize my body. I try to get it in 3 times a day, but definitely in the morning and definitely before I go to bed at night. So at the least twice a day, at the most 3 times a day. So I start with my distilled water, which I buy from the jug. I buy the jug. And I pretty much fill this cup up. And then I place it in the microwave for about 35 seconds. And that makes it just warm enough. And then I take lemon, and I've already started to use this lemon. So I'm going to take another slice of this lemon. Just a little edge here of the lemon. Of course, you know, I told you I keep my lemon peels. Once I've used them, I keep them in the freezer, and I need lemon zest. Then I have these fresh frozen lemon peels to use. And here we go. So the water is warm, just warm enough. And warm water is best when doing this. You could do it in cool water, but really, during COVID-19, you shouldn't be drinking anything ice cold. Things should be room temperature or either hot. So to this, I'm going to go ahead and add my baking soda. So to this, about a half a teaspoon of baking soda. And right now I'm using, this is a 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm going to do 1. And then I'm going to do 2. Stir that around, and then just like that. And then I'm going to squeeze this little cap of lemon in here. Drop it in there, just like that. And down it goes. Done. Doesn't taste horrible. And it's something that's very inexpensive and very simple that you can do to alkalinize your body, because our bodies are very acidic with the foods that we eat. The foods that are not so good for us, the sugars, the processed food, the pastas that form cholesterol in our bodies. And disease hooks on to cholesterol, and which is why, you know, people with pre-existing illnesses have to fight disease, some COVID-19 harder. So it's simple, it's inexpensive, and you just have to be diligent about it. So that's that. I'm going to share with you one of the other things I do in the morning, and that is Dr. Woodard, either I give him organic mush, which I fry in vegan butter and put pure maple syrup on, or I give him a bowl of rolled oats. So I'm going to do the rolled oats this morning. Got my little small saucepan here. I do about a cup of distilled water, and then I turn on the heat. Got my oat milk, which I add. A few raisins, which I add. Of course, here's my oatmeal. Organic cinnamon. And my vegan butter. The other thing that he gets in the morning is a smoothie. So I'll begin to start that while the water is boiling. So in to this, I add a whole banana. Half a mango. Okay, so we got the mango in there, some strawberries. Grab about 3. Add that. Ice. Add some ice. And then a little bit of oat milk. Okay, my water's come to a boil. I'll just drop this down just a little bit. So I have here, not instant oats, but roll oats, old-fashioned roll oats. 100% whole grain oats. And of course, it is heart healthy. What I usually do is take 1 handful, drop it in there, another handful, drop it in there, and a third, because I also eat a portion of these oats. After he's gone, it's my breakfast as well. So I'm going to let that begin to come to a boil. I'll go ahead and get this smoothie together. All right, it is done. I like to taste it, make sure it's sweet enough for him. Perfect. So I'm going to pour this in here. This is for him. And I usually take the little bit that's left for myself. So I usually give him the smoothie first because on his oats I add a little bit of maple syrup. And he won't taste the sweetness in the oats. Well, he won't taste the sweetness in the smoothie if I give him the oats first. So I usually take this into him first, and then I bring this to him second. Okay, so he has his smoothie. I'll put this over here. I've got his bowl here for his oatmeal. Getting there. One thing about rolled oats or steel cut oats, any of you ever had steel cut oats, those really are, you really got to chew those. So me and him had a meeting of the minds. We knew he couldn't have the instant because instant has other things in it that make it cook fast. But rolled oats and steel cut oats are as close to the original harvesting as possible. So you get all the nutrients and all the fiber that you need from them. But these are just about there. I'm going to let them cook a little bit longer. And I got to get my maple syrup down along with my organic cinnamon and raisins. And all those go on top here. So while that's simmering, I'm going to begin to pull out the things that I make his salad with. So we've got fresh broccoli, we've got asparagus, we've got baby spinach, got heirloom tomatoes, some celery, and some radishes. And I even may add a little apple that I may have, a little apple for sweetness. So if I still have some apple. Oh, but I do have some red pepper. Now I have to pull out another apple. Okay. This is perfect. And you can see it's not real thick, it's not real loose, but it's perfect. It's going to take it off the heat. And I'm going to add, he doesn't like a lot, but with rolled oats, you know, you don't need a lot. So that's about 1 1/4 cups of oats. It's really about a cup. So to that, I add organic cinnamon. And then I add a small pat of this vegan butter, non-dairy butter. Because this diet, you know, you can't have dairy. So small pat of that. Then I pour about 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. Pure. No high fructose corn syrup in it. And then on top of that, I throw a few raisins. Not like a sweet raisin. So there you have. That's the other part of his breakfast. So I'm going to take that in there too. And then I will be back to make his salad. Okay, smoothie gone. So now he's going to start working on that oatmeal. One of the things I forgot to add was a little bit of oat milk. Sometimes I'll add oat milk just to give it a creamy effect, but I didn't do that today. But it's okay. You're still going to enjoy that. Okay, so let's get started on this salad. Just shift all this way. These are the containers that I use to put his salads in. So the major portion goes here. Any dry toppings I put over here. And then over here is where I set the dressing. So we're going to start with some organic baby spinach. And I kind of chop it up just a little bit. It's baby spinach, so they're small leaves. But it's easier for him to eat if I just give it a coarse chop as I put it in here. He absolutely loves this combination of greens. Organic baby spinach and organic romaine lettuce that I've already washed and chopped up, prepared for the week. So I'm going to go ahead and add some of that in there. I might as well finish this off. And then I'll do another head of lettuce. Alright, so I'm going to toss that around like that. This makes a very colorful and beautiful bed of greens, bed of mixed greens to put his salad on. Next thing we do is chop up some we've got, he loves fresh asparagus. Pull some of these out. I cut off the white ends because those are very fibrous and hard to chew, so I cut those ends off. I cut the ends off all the asparagus. We just don't want the tough part. We want the part that's tender. And I can tell the part that's tender just by the way it cuts. Alright, so I've got these little pieces of asparagus I'm going to put in there, like so, like that. Let's set it to the side. I'm going to add a little celery today. I haven't necessarily prepped my celery. Okay, so we got some celery. Celery is good for the bones and also wonderful for building your immune system. Add that. What else will we add to it? Some red pepper. Which is loaded with enzymes. Adding some of that on there. I've got some red radishes. I don't think I need but about one red radish. But beautiful red radishes. Red radishes just give a pop of a little bit of a bite to the salad. As you can see, this is turning out to be a beautiful, hearty salad full of, loaded with enzymes. I always like to add some type of sweetness to his salad. So I've got here a Granny Smith. And whenever I use an apple, I always put just a little bit of lemon on it so that it doesn't start to brown and oxidize. So I'm going to cut this apple up, just a piece of this apple. I put the lemon juice on it so it doesn't brown. I'm going to add that to his salad. On top of that, I'm going to add just a few raisins because he likes raisins. He likes cranberries too. All right, so there you have a beautiful, wonderful salad. Next, I'm going to add some of these butternut squash crackers. This flavor is Parmesan, and these are plant-based crackers that I bought from Meyer. So they're butternut crackers, and they are very good. I put a few of them over here in the one cup, and then in the other cup is where I put the dressing. Make sure I have all my dressings. I just use this little bowl. So the dressing that I make for him is maple syrup, Sir Kensington vegan special sauce, vegan mayo, Sir Kensington vegan mayo, the special sauce, maple syrup, and golden balsamic vinegar. Those are the 3 ingredients for this dressing that he absolutely loves. So I start with about 2 of these. 1, 2. And about a tablespoon of this maple syrup and a tablespoon of this balsamic vinegar. And then I stir it around. Usually I have just a bunch of this made up. I made a whole batch of it for my daughter, and I was in a hurry yesterday, so I neglected to make a second batch to have available for my husband. But this is absolutely delicious, and he loves it. So I got to get a container. For his dressing. I buy these little containers at GFS, 2-ounce containers, and about 2 ounces of dressing is perfect for this size salad. I'm going to pour all this delicious dressing that I've made for him. And like I said, about 2 spoonfuls of that Sir Kensington, about a tablespoon of the balsamic vinegar, tablespoon of maple syrup, makes a perfect 2-ounce cup of dressing for him. So I put that in there like that. I place that in his container. So he's got his dressing, his butternut crackers, and his salad. Then I'm going to go ahead and put on top I place the deli paper over his salad. I place a napkin over the deli paper. And I place a fork on the inside. So lunch is very delicious, very healthy, and very convenient for my husband. Of course, then I place this wonderful lid right on top. Set it on the counter. And his lunch is ready to go before he leaves. So, I have pretty much shared with you a part of my routine in the morning and getting my husband prepared for work and making sure that he has healthy choices while he's at work and a sustenance to give him the energy to complete the day after his lunch. Thank you for joining me. I got to turn this back up. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's about 6:45 a.m. He's going to be leaving in about 15 minutes. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully this video has helped you. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so that you don't miss any videos, and share it with somebody else. Okay, God bless. Bye-bye.